So actually, this is my 58th video recording, and I think that I don't need this stuff so much as I did in the beginning. And the best practice for me will be to make small talks to myself during the day, describing some stuff like I wash dishes, maybe going into the details, very detailed algorithms like I open the tap, I scrub the dish with the sponge, then I soak the sponge in the soap, and then I rub the sponge over the dish, then I wash away the soap from the dish, and I put the washed dish into the bowl, into the plastic bowl. Maybe these small steps that will be interactive, because I will say them along the actions that I will perform. So maybe these talks will be more effective for me to warm up my English area of my brain. But because I have the tradition, I can continue this tradition and write a couple of videos a week on weekends. And because I write down these videos for myself, I can always do whatever I want. And I think a good practice for me is to read aloud some of the poems that I wrote up until now, up to this moment, just to keep the records of these poems. So let's go. This is the poem. This is the translation of Russian children, or maybe children Russian song «В лесу родилась елочка». Let's go. There was a little green fir tree within the dark tall wood. In winter and in summer heat, it slim and graceful stood. The blizzard sang a lullaby. Good night, my little tree. The frost wrapped up in snow and rime. Be careful, don't freeze. A timid, small, long-eared hare hopped under the fir tree. A sharp-toothed wolf with utmost care passed by along the creek. The snow creaks close, the echo goes until the forest edge. A merry woolly little horse runs harnessed to the sledge. There came a bearded man from town, his horse drew firewood. He took his axe, cut to the ground the fir tree where it stood. And now the brightly trimmed fir tree lights up the Christmas night, and all the kids jump, run, and scream around it with delight. Yeah, so this is the translation for this particular song, and I have some really difficult to pronounce lines, like the description of the hare and the description of the wolf, but for the rest of the lines, this particular poem sounds quite easy to pronounce aloud, to say aloud. And another poem, which is the translation of the poem «Однообразные мелькают» by Гумилев, and it sounds like this. My days monotonous and flat, flash with the same incessant pain, and nightingales drop down dead, and roses fade and die away. She who presented, no, this is the wrong thing. Okay, I'll go to the right. what to the right translation, because I changed this line again. My days monotonous and flat, flash with the same incessant pain, and nightingales drop down dead, and roses fade and die away. She who bestowed on me her heart, drowns in the everlasting spleen, and her intoxicated blood runs under her smooth tender skin. And if I live to meet my needs, then I'll fulfill my only hope, when we, like two blind little kids, shall wander on the mountain slope, maybe slopes, within these barren icy lands where alans burn as we inhale, we'll smell the withered rosy scents and heed the lifeless nightingales. And for this particular rhyme, I can say that in the original poem, it was the temp like 9 syllables in the line, then 8 syllables in the line, and this number of syllables went in turn, but I couldn't find the right rhythm, the right words with nightingales for this number of syllables, so I made the rhythm of 8, 8, 8, 8 syllables all the time. But the idea behind this poem remains quite close to the original. Next is my translation of the small poem from the Gough's fairy tale, The Frozen Hut. Near the forest margin, in the dark, deep dungeon, where the crystal spring is born, the old man dwells on his own. There he keeps his sacred treasure that's impossible to measure. That one, born on Sunday morning, will possess all his belongings. Well, this Russian poem is quite short, but it's one of my favorite poems because it's really cool. It was translated into Russian by Marshak, and it remains it remains one of my favorite poems even now. And the translation happened to be quite cool as well. I like it. I like it the same way I like the original poem, even though I created this translation, because sometimes I really don't like the translations, even though they are quite good for conveying the message of the original poem. But the next poem is the translation of Russian poet Blok's. Okay, the translation of the poem by Russian poet Blok, Ночь улица фонарь аптека, and it's quite good. I think so. The rain, the street, the waves move forward, a senseless light cast by the flame. Another century is over, there's no escape, all stays the same. We die, we start from the beginning, and everything repeats again. The street, the cold October evening, the light, the pharmacy, the rain. So, yeah, I have another rhyme. I'm not sure whether I recorded it before, but it's quite cool, so I recorded anyway, even though it's the second recording. This is the translation of the Russian Soviet song «Я люблю тебя жизнь». It was performed originally by Mark Bernes, and recently it was performed by Iosif Kobzon, but my favorite performance is created by Georg Ots. He made kind of opera style performance, and it was really cool. But in the form of the poem without singing, it sounds quite well as well. Let's go. I'm in love with you, life. I don't care what they say. I'm in love with you, life. I don't care what they say on the matter. I'm in love with you, life. I wish you to become only better. As clock hands point to 5, I work tired from work every evening. I'm in love with you, life, and I hope that you share this feeling. I will put to good use vast green fields and blue plains of the water. I have learned since my youth we could not win true friends in the lotto. Each new day's a new start. I'm so glad I'm alive every moment. I have her in my heart. Life, you know what I mean, with no comments. What a wonderful date, near the dawn to the nightingales singing, and we're granted by fate, with the kids jumping, running, and grinning. We'll together come through, smiles and tears, successes and failures. My grandchildren will prove I have taught them enduring values. How fast time passes by, we upset when we notice grey hair. Life, recall those who died, who saved you on the brink of despair. So rejoice, cheer, and strive, and the spring bells that ring from the heaven. I'm in love with you, life, when I'm 5:42:97. Okay, so right now I finished with the poems, and I think I'll go to some general speeches about using the vocabulary. The vocabulary. I spent the last week on trying to find the approach to learning the specific vocabulary from one particular textbook on the law. I got the series of these books on nursery, on being nurse, the nurse, being the policeman, the electrician, the programmer, and I want to get some of the vocabulary that is introduced in these textbooks in the form of learning this vocabulary, by heart and using it in my everyday speech. So I spent time translating the 10 words that are given in each lesson together with the small text that uses these words. So I translated these words into Russian, so that I could understand the exact meaning, and I could link these words. I could activate these words on my inner language map, make them bright stars, link them to the ideas I already know about these notions, like the plenty, for example. My goal is to be able to express my own feelings, or to translate some ideas that I can get from the books, not the exact word order or usage of the words, but the idea behind the particular sentences, behind the particular texts. And sometimes I really need to know the specific vocabulary, like the plaintiff, the other stuff, because really I can't describe, for example, this TV show «Дела судебные», where they played the real cases using the actors. And in the beginning of this show, all the cases were the civil cases, and the judge usually introduced the plaintiff and the defendant, and then the plaintiff expressed his complaint towards the defendant, and the plaintiff showed the evidence that proved his righteousness, and then the defendant defended himself on this particular case, and the defendant, could introduce some evidence that proved that he was right in this case. And then in the end, the judge took all the evidence and went somewhere out of and left this courtroom. The judge left this courtroom. Maybe the judge used some books to resolve the particular matter. Yeah, the books in his or her office, somewhere behind the courtroom. Then the judge came out of this special room, and the judge said the resolution, the verdict for the case. Like he or she could sentence the defendant for what? For paying money to the plaintiff, or the plaintiff just remained unsatisfied because his claim was declined. And now I just described a small topic, some basic, I don't know, basic story behind each of the episodes of this TV series, but without the special words like the plaintiff and the defendant. I couldn't express my thoughts exactly, because given all this, even not the synonyms, but the definitions, some wrong definitions, some general definitions of the words like plaintiff and the defendant, it's quite difficult. But when I know the particular meanings of these words, I can use them in right places. Yeah, so I spent the previous week trying to find the approach to this particular materials. Yeah, I translated, and the translation itself doesn't go very fast, because each of the words have lots of meanings in Russian, of course, and usually lots of general meanings. Like, for example, sentence is usually used as a noun to express the line of text, but the line of text that expresses the finished thought. But to sentence in the law area means to put someone into jail, or to put someone under some punishment, I think. So I needed to choose the right translation of the word from the bunch of the translations according to the meaning that was used in the particular text. And it really took some time, and after translating even only 10 words from this text, my brain felt quite tired, but I needed to translate as much as possible, because I didn't learn them while translating. I needed them to be translated, just to get the foundation, the start line, and then started to learn these words with these translations. Yeah. So I was in the preparation stage for going into this experience of working with these particular textbooks and learning the specific vocabulary. It's like I spent the first 10 maybe video recordings on trying to find the right way to talk about something. Yeah, so I need to find the right approach to learning the specific vocabulary from this particular textbooks with quite good material, but I need to create the right translations, and I need to choose the right translations. Well, basically I can find the exact words in Russian that go like one-to-one with the English words, and this is one of the most difficult parts of this process of preparing this text. Anyway, now I wanted to go through some of my words that I write down a long time ago, like half a year ago during the winter. I wrote down verbs, yeah, from one particular I can say school dictionary, and yeah, I hoped to go with these words and activate yeah, some of the vocabulary in my mind as I describe this, to light up the stars in in my night sky of the active language, something like that. Well, actually I went to my work, and I created the sentences with these words on my way to work, on my way from work. I hoped that all these verbs will cover all the sentences, all the verbs I need in my everyday life, but well, I was wrong, because these are quite basic words to read books, to listen to the news, to speak to someone. But if I want to describe my everyday life, I need more specific words, and they are really not in the vocabulary that you need to know to pass through some learning tests or getting some level like C1 or C2 in English. Yeah, they are with the real English words. Anyway, let's go today with some of these words. I'll just read some of them and try to, well, actually, yeah, if I can use this word in the sentence, then basically I can at some point recall this word if I need to think about this word in some particular context. But if this word have different context that I can't recall from my memory when I try to create the sentence with this word in English, then I need to learn this additional meaning, like as additional task, because I may know the word in English, I may know the main meaning of the word, but to move into what? Yeah, but to use this word with some different meaning, especially when I try to translate the text from Russian into English, yeah, I need to learn this word again, even though I know this. As with the law, the party word is the simplest word in English, which means some type of gathering of people where they celebrate something and have a good time. And usually this word is about A1 or A2 level in English, but the word the word party in law, which means the side in the court process, like the side that cooperates with the plaintiff or the side that cooperates with the defendant, this word, the party in law, goes into level C1 or C2, but the word stays the same, but the meaning is completely different. So I know all this vocabulary in English, but with one particular meaning. And if I meet the meanings that will be different from this that I know, that I already know, I need to learn them like additionally, finding the specific examples, yeah, and making me familiar with this stuff. Anyway, let's go. Maybe I'll go with the simplest stuff, and not simplest. I'll I'll skip the words that I don't need. That is very simple, and yeah. Let's go. I need to pay for my flat by the 25th of each month. Well, you can settle different. Yeah, you can settle your argument. Yeah, you can settle your argument, or the first Americans settled near the shore of the Atlantic Ocean. So, SEW. So like yeah, it's something like embroidering, but let's say you want to make a beautiful cushion. So first you need to get the cloth for this, then you use the scissors to cut this cloth into what? Two squares, for example, and then you take a needle and a thread, a needle and a thread, and you sew these two squares of cloth into the pillow. And then you can take another needle and different colored threads and embroider some patterns, flowers, birds, or something on this cushion, on this pillow. Well, actually, I'm talking about the pillowcase. Yeah, I'm talking about the pillowcase, because to create the pillow, you need to have some material to fill the form that you create from the cloth, and usually you put the pillow inside of the pillowcase. So if you want to embroider something, you need to use if you need to embroider something, you do this with the pillowcase. Right now I'm going to type embroider some words to check this particular stuff later, because it's quite an interesting idea. Next, wow, so you shake. Okay, you can shake with fear, and if you touch the cold metal bar in January in the street, if you touch the cold metal bar with your tongue in January in the street in January, yeah, then your tongue will stick to this metal bar, and you can hurt it by tearing it off the metal bar. Don't do this. The box contains green and red balls. Continue forward. Yeah. I remember that in the beginning of Harry Potter, Hagrid folded the newspaper he read and put it into his pocket. Or you can fold your arms on your chest. Embroidered. So Hagrid folded. Okay, next. Follow me wherever I go. You can't fool me. I see through your tricks. Oh yeah. You can bite the ice cream, or you can lick it, and I prefer the licking of the ice cream. Yeah, you can tell the lies, or you can lie to someone, or you can lie on the beach in the sun and get your norm of vitamin D. Okay, you should lift up the heavy objects from the floor with the strength of your legs, not with the strength of your lower back. Yeah. You can light up the candles, for example, or the candles lit by me stood in the circle on the floor. Like, you can pass the exam, or let's say the cloud passed by the top of the tree. I can't accept I can't accept your apology, or I can't accept my losing to you, accuse. It's more about the law that the plaintiff accused the defendant of damaging her car. Yeah. Then something may ache, like my sometimes because of the weather, the knees of all elderly persons, of elderly people, aches, or just ache. The knees ache. The knees of old people sometimes ache. You can achieve your goal, you can achieve something in your life, or maybe act. Don't try to act cool all the time. Try to be try to be natural sometime. Concerned. It's like concerned. These things, this business does not concern me, or I'm not. I'm concerned with this business. I'm concerned with his health, because I think about his health, and I wish him to become better. Well, conduct. I think you can conduct some experiment maybe or something, but I'm not sure. Well, confuse. Confuse is an interesting word because I used it in my translation. Wait for me to come to you, when they confused letters on the way. So conduct, concern, and conduct. So I think that confuse means at school I usually confused Jan Kupala and Jakub Kolos, and then I learned to distinguish them, their biographies, and their works in literature. I want to congratulate you on your passing the exam finally. When you connect to computers at home, you create your local home local network, and the class consists of boys and girls. Okay, well, that wasn't so bad. For example, let's go force. Don't force what? Somebody to do something, like what? Well, if you force someone to sell you the products at lower price, then next time this person won't have any business with you. So don't force anyone. Wow, foresee. Yeah, I tried to use this particular word in wait for me to come to you. Yeah, I used it for some time, but it was out of the context, so I just then dropped it. Now I understand where I took this word from. And then we forge the St. George's sacred spear. Okay, forget me not, don't forget the English. Don't forget English. No, you limited yourself to your beliefs. That's why you can't progress further. You need to break the boundaries that you build. Listen. Well, the hands pecks the hands peck the grains from the ground. I think that peel is removing the outer layer from the carrots or something. Like you can peel the carrots. I always peel the cucumbers before I eat them. Yeah. Perform different stuff. You can perform some actions. You can perform the song on the stage. You can share the apple with your friend. You can sharpen the pencil, or you can I don't know. You can sharpen the sword maybe. Yeah, you can shave your chin. Shelter. I will shelter you from. Yeah, it's like the translation for Kirkorov's song, something like I will shelter you from the arrows. I will shelter you from the arrows because I will become your shield. I will shelter you from the rain because I'll become your umbrella. I will shelter you because I will shelter you because I become your umbrella. Okay, next shelter, shift. You can shift the women who participate in Feng Shui activities, they often shift the furniture on Sundays according to the Feng Shui rules. Okay, shift shine. The sun shines, or maybe the brass, the brass or the brass. Yeah, the brass. Okay, that's interesting. So the brass helm shined in the sun. You can shiver in the cold wind. Yeah, this is the idea. The idea is to use the particular verb in the right context. Like trail, you can trail somebody, or maybe the police trailed the criminal up to his very house. You can train your dragon. You can train your muscles. You can train your mind. I like this word trample. I think it's like I don't remember. Trade, something. Trample on. You can trample on the flower bed, and then you will destroy the flowers. Transfer. Okay, the passengers transfer. Can I say this? The passengers transfer here from one subway line to the other subway line. Translate from English into Russian. Transport the goods. So the trains or the rails allow us to transport goods from one side. From one side of the country to the other side. Yeah, I want to travel around the world. I will never forgive you. Atoms form the molecules. You can't control. You should control your temper. You should control your anger. Add 5 and 2, and you will get 3. Address the judge with the words "Your Honor." Yeah, I want to admire. To admire good music, you need to have some knowledge of the music theory. Advertise. If you want to get a good job, you should be able to advertise yourself. Well, advice. I want, counsels, advise people what to do and what not to do. Affirm. I think that affirm is to affirm something like you can affirm. I want to affirm something. Affirm something. I don't know. Affirm something. I know the word confirm. I'm not sure about affirm. Maybe like affirmation, but I'm not sure. Anyway, next goes the afford. We can't afford to buy this stuff right now. I cook my lentils, copy file from one folder to the other. The teacher corrects the sentences of her students. How much does this car cost? Did this car cost to you? He got a cold, and coughed all the time. I forbid or I prohibit. I forbid you to go there. The Bluebeard man forbade his wife to go into one particular room. Okay, let's find something else. Atlas shrugged, and Edward shrugged lots of time as well. Shut the door close. Tight, close. Show me what you've got. Pin this paper to the wall. Love you. I don't want to lose you. Frightened. Okay. Loud noises frighten small kids. You can't cross the street on the red light. I want to create something beautiful. Alter. I hope I can alter my behavior. Well, I can allow myself some rest. Tune, I don't know, maybe sometimes you need to tune your car to make it perform better. Turn left on the next crossing. You amazed me all the time. This movie amazed me very much. Or maybe your music, Beethoven's music amazed me very much, and this anecdote amused me. The train is crowded with people. 2 cars crashed on the crossing. The baby cried all the night. The doctor, we can't cure all the diseases. Carol, something about making carols. May I say that a cat curls on the rug in his basket, curl, zero. Okay, frowned. When you frowns, you make the particular facial expression. Don't fry. I don't remember the fry. Fulfill. My only hope. Fried. Maybe a fry means fried dish. So you can take the raw fish and fry it on the frying pan and then eat it. Yeah. You can place this cup on the table. The woman heavily sighed. The woman sighed heavily. In the end, the 2 business partners signed the contract. This signals you. The red light signals you that you should stop. And don't cross, and not to cross and you should not cross the street. Okay, not cross the street. Yeah, this star usually twinkle in the sky, and you type something with the keyboard in your computer. Next, let's take another set of verbs. The girls giggled in the corner of the room. The soldiers marched over the bridge. Will you marry me? You can mash the potatoes inside the bowl. Yeah, you can ski in winter. You can ski in Raw Beach in winter. If I point my finger to the moon, you should observe the moon, not my finger. Well, we can skip the tutorial and start with the game at once. He left the room and slammed the door. Except, I don't know, she slapped him on his cheek, on his face. Unlock. I can't unlock the door. Yeah, the door is unlocked. Let's unpack the bag and see what we got in here. What we get in here. Cut your finger with the knife. Answer the question. The fly buzzed in the air around my head and it annoyed me very much. The voice at the railway stations, the voice announced the time of the arrival of the train. Yeah. You can gain some experience by yourself or with the tutor. You need to plan ahead what to do next. Let's plant the trees in the ground. He was unable to move because he was frozen with the fear. Okay, arouse this. I'm not sure if the sun can arouse under the horizon. Arouse. Okay, arouse under above the horizon. Okay, above the horizon. Arrange. Let's arrange the books on the shelf in the alphabetic order. The burglar was arrested on the on the place of the crime. The police arrived 2 minutes later. You need to deal with most of the problems yourself. Sometimes your brain can deceive you. You need to decide to yourself what you want from your life. Declare. I declare this land the property of England, of Spain. I declare this land the property of Spain, said Christopher Columbus. Yeah, and I reached the giggle again. Well, right now I went through these verbs and it's not so bad. They're really cool. Yeah. And I don't need to ignore them. I think I can find this, I can recall these verbs from my memory if I want to express something in English, because I can use these verbs in the situation that I invent from my head. But I need to add more vocabulary to this type of I don't know, small sheets. Yeah, I just need to add and then learn this and use this stuff later. But these verbs created a quite cool foundation, even though I can't use them to describe in details what happens in my life. cooking, washing, thinking about something, but I really can use them to create some rhymes and other stuff because I activated this verbs, and they became the bright yellow stars in the sky of my of my active English. So I think that's all with my well, actually I liked the stuff because somehow my brain created the things based on the keywords, and it was not really difficult. It's much more difficult for me to translate the Russian sentences into English. Yeah, because I need to go into the particular state of mind, think about this particular problem. But here I just got something that pops up in my mind, and it really doesn't make my brain tired. So I like this activity very much. Anyway, with this I stop this recording, and that's all for this record 58. I think that's the record 58, and I'll check it after I stop recording.